and gentlemen, welcome back to Bearclaw Bay in the midst of a rather massive death wave here. Um, anyway, let's talk about what you guys saw on the time-lapse there. So, this video is an awful lot of cleanup, and there's probably a bit more cleanup to be done still. Actually, I just want to follow this ship here if I can get a decent frame rate. I want to see what actually is going to happen. You guys gonna come into dock with 48 passengers? Is that gonna happen? Yes, indeed. It looks like that's gonna happen, and there's traffic jams at sea. So anyway, a minor thing I've put in here is the cargo harbor, or yeah, the passenger harbor. I put in a cruise ship terminal to help bring in tourists, to help fund my touristy area there. So that's been done. And I also put in a dedicated bus line, and I also put in what I'm hoping is easy-ish access to the subway line. I mean, I know it's winter here. I know the people are probably freezing their asses off. Actually, the game probably didn't even consider that, but yeah, that looks like it's pretty good. People are just running across the street, and they will most likely all pop in and pile into the subway. So, that's good. Damn, we're actually getting quite a bit of traffic coming. I'm pretty sure the subway can handle it. We'll go around here and yeah, just make their way around. Very good. So we did a number of things here. Probably one of the biggest ones was disconnecting the freight lines here, which I'm curious to see how that's going now, actually. Let's take a look. It seems to be running a whole lot better, and yeah, you guys got to remember that these right here, and yes, I know there's skulls all over the place. That's the death wave. It happens. So yeah, this is not complete. I'll probably try to trim down the spaghetti factory of railways in a little bit, but I'm trying to change things up. I'm trying to go with a minimalistic approach now to the railway, and making it so that it does not connect to everything, that it's very controlled what it does, because otherwise we have half-empty trains running all over the goddamn place, and just causing all kinds of trouble, basically. So what I'm planning on doing now, and see, it's probably not working properly, although that's actually not too bad. What I'm doing now with my freight rail is I'm connecting up all my industry. All my industry is being connected up together, and then I'm putting in this little thing right here to discourage people from just sending trains directly to downtown. Instead, what I'm looking for is for the finished products industries, which are largely here in this area, the Bearclaw Bay Industrial Park, set it up so that they can just bring their guys in and just send trains out this way. So I'm hoping what that's done is that's alleviated traffic a fair bit. Or, well, what it definitely has done is it's alleviated freight traffic in the freight trains. I'm not so sure about the roads, whether people have just decided to not. They've just been like, yeah, you know what, screw it, we're not going to use the freight trains, we're going to use the roads instead. That could be a case, although that doesn't seem to be... Honestly, traffic is doing pretty good in downtown right now, which is especially impressive since it brings us to the next order of business here, the massive revamp of my tram system here. So, what I did with the tram system, because it was a legit mess, you could see in the time lapse, and you could see in previous videos when I took a look at it, that there were huge amounts of trams. Like, trams literally were bumper to bumper all the way to here. From there to downtown, basically. It was ridiculous. So, what I've done is I've split it up into 2 tram lines. I'll probably subdivide it even further. Honestly, I'd like to have some sort of... I wish there was a way to put in raised stops, because I would just put in a stop, say, right here. But the general idea now is that I want to have this tram line right here that services this particular area. And I want to provide an alternative to the subway to get people downtown, although probably nobody's going to take it because it's really slow compared to the highway. But, yeah, I just want to provide that option. And also I'm using the trams downtown just for reasons of personal preference at the moment, as opposed to buses to get my guys from point A to B. I want to use the trams for the local transport, and then the subway for the major long distance lines. So the subway's kind of similar to the highway in terms of area transit, regional transit there. It's a great big workhorse that can hold quite a few people and move them around really quickly, whereas buses and trams are designed for local stuff. And I'm sure you guys are familiar with this theory already. If not, you should really check out the link to whatever that guy's name is. All I know is he's a city planner, and he came up with the guide for traffic that made the most sense to me. And if I did everything he said, my city wouldn't look like this. But, yeah. He was able to bring out some real-life parallels to stuff like I see in the suburbs of Ottawa, downtown Ottawa, all that stuff. Now, granted, the city of Ottawa is a lot bigger than this and is not nearly as insane in terms of traffic. But, yeah, still all very interesting. Let's see, what else did we do here? Particular episode. We added some transit lines here. Hopefully people will actually start taking the bus. Probably one of the bigger ones is at the end here, where we threw in the subway, and then this ugly-ass oval roundabout interchange, which is... I'm not sure how functional this thing's going to be. I get the feeling that this right here is going to cause massive amounts of traffic headaches. See right there, people slowing down. But, yeah, eventually I'm going to need to connect this bridge, or I'm going to have to connect this area to this with highway somehow. I could, and I probably will, just raise the highway and just plow right through the Bear Claw oil patch right here and create a secondary bridge, and then make this interchange even more god-awful. Will be a 1, 2, 3... I guess it won't be that bad. It'll be an oddly shaped 4-sided interchange. I'll take a look on the Steam Workshop for inspiration there. I think I might use a windmill interchange. I think I've heard those are good, but then again, I also have to take a look at the Steam Workshop and see what the hell one of those would look like, because it's be very, very custom, because we've got things coming in here, we've got a normal highway here, and then we'd probably have a highway coming in. Just trying to squeeze everything into this little frickin' corner. Good times! So, anyway, guys, probably the biggest news is, before the massive death wave, the city was at 100,000 people. Haven't even had to do much heavy residential zoning yet, which is kind of cool. I'm not decided whether or not I'm on whether or not I'm going to make Palm Snows here a high density area. I think it can handle it. The traffic looks like it's pretty good right now. I think the Cubs suburb is gonna stay as light residential for as long as possible, and I may just try to squeeze in some more high density areas here and there wherever I can find space for them. I know that there's definitely space on the map that I can still expand to if I want to make the city bigger and bigger and bigger. And also, I could probably even put in another super highway right here. Throw in a highway to connect the suburban oil patch to the main highway. Then maybe just put some more stuff off the side of it. That could actually be a good thing, because it might provide this area right here with an alternative to get people the hell out. This, even after all the work I've done, and I've done a lot of work on it, this is still a very high traffic area. Now, granted, this is a high traffic area because it's a slow street. I may do more experimenting with it. I may experiment with like 6-lane roads. We may see how that goes. Because a certain thing we have to keep in mind too is speed limits. Like if we could actually find a not sure if we can find a speed limit sign here, but basically I believe the speed limit on a road such as this, a 2-lane one-way, is something like 40 miles per hour, 40 kilometers an hour. Probably it's miles per hour. And then the speed on one of the 6-lane one-ways is 100. So there's a big difference. Anyway, guys, I think I'm going to cut it here for now. My city seems to be dying horribly. Gonna go ahead and just go ahead and really quickly make sure that isn't polluted or anything like that. Suppose I should check on health coverage. Care available, really good. Average healthcare, it's decent. Could throw down a clinic here just to buff up the local property values. But yeah, honestly, I think this is just a death wave. They happen from time to time. So, yeah, anyway. I'll keep on working on the city. You'll probably see a lot more of the little changes here and there. You'll definitely see me redoing this area. We're gonna have to put a highway through here. I think we need something solid to just connect everything up, because like this works. This right here works just fine for that, but getting people from the highway to that is turning out to be a bit of a nightmare. So we'll have to come up with something creative, which most likely will be another bridge that's a highway bridge. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you didn't mind my musing about what I'm going to do in the future too much. And yeah, I think next up, we're going to try to get the city past 100,000 people. We'll see if we can push it to 200,000. Probably can't get to 1 million, but it would be nice to get somewhere high like 500,000. Anyway, thank you once again for watching. I will see you next time.